Welcome to Good Morning Football, presented by Old Trapper.
That's right. We like to represent the people here on GMFB. If by the people, we mean Mike Garafolo is on the East Coast. Manti Te'o is on the West Coast. I myself, Jamie Erdahl, sit here in the Minnesota Vikings facility ahead of a 3-game Christmas Day extravaganza for the NFL. The middle game will be Lions at Vikings. And Kyle Brandt, what are you representing today of the people?
Well, I don't know where I am because they put a bag over my head when they brought me here, and they told me to just pretend like I'm happy. I should have today's newspaper to hold up here, but it's a, you know what? Christmas week is an incredible week. You don't know where you're going to be. You don't know who you're going to be with. You don't know what quarterback matchup you might watch. It might be Phillip Rivers versus Brock Purdy. It's a strange time to be alive, guys. So I see Manti smiling up there with his beautiful jersey behind him. Let's get into Niners versus Colts before I make any more prison jokes. All right, Brock Purdy, Phillip Rivers, just like we all expected. Yes, there's the Rivers family. There's a lot of kids. Make your jokes. We get it. He also wears bolo ties and says, "Dadgum it." Scoreless early. Dadgum this. Phillip Rivers chucking tutties like it's no big deal on a free play to Alec Pierce. All his kids are applauding. What are you going to tell me next? The high school kids are watching? Oh, you better believe they are. St. Michael's Catholic High School back in Alabama on their feet and clapping, but Brock Purdy ruined their party because he was excellent. On a 2nd and 8 in the first quarter, he's going to find Cuckoo DeMarcus Robinson, touchdown to tie it at 7. That's Purdy's 13th touchdown this season. It's his 7th start, and he's doing a lot of that, a lot of sauce. 3rd and goal for Phillip Rivers. Another touchdown. This is amazing. We're all past the how old he is. Look, we got a dadgummit sign, a holiday dadgummit sign with some holly on it. Awesome stuff. 14-14. Brock Purdy rolling out. He just did not want to let Phillip Rivers have his night, and God bless him for it. George Kittle with the touchdown. We're going to have an update on Kittle later. He had an ankle injury. 7 for 115 for Kittle before that ankle injury. Niners already up 7. Jawan Jennings, who does this and heightens his status as one of my favorite players in the league. Such a troll, such a grin, such a jerk, and I just love it. Up by 7. Purdy, end zone, McCaffrey just wide open. I think Christian McCaffrey's going to be a Hall of Famer. I do. I'm just going to head from the hip Hall of Fame take on McCaffrey in the middle of the highlight. Rivers down 14, trying to get him rallying, and here comes the hater of the year. Again, good for him. D. Winters, goodbye. Winters is coming. I love the guys trying to chase him down like they're going to get him. Rivers did not make an effort, and I don't blame him at all. Look at this. He just jumps in front of this thing. He was trying to go to Warren on the tight end, and the D. Winters just out of here. There is nobody on that Colts roster that's catching him. Phillip Rivers, we're going to talk about him. Here's John Lynch, an old opponent of his back in the day. Just 2 old war horses. One still playing, one laughing that he's still playing. Love both those guys. They could both be Captain America. 48-27, Niners win. Let's hear from Brock Purdy and the man, Phillip Rivers.
Every drive, before I go out there, like, hey man, like, go out. It's one play at a time. Every play has a life of its own, but put pressure on yourself to be detailed, do the fundamentals right, and it's like living in that kind of mindset. And then obviously to be able to win games like we have and put a streak together, it's great and all, but you know, we don't get wrapped up in that. Like, we have to legit watch the film, get better, and go blue collar, win it the next week. That's our mindset.
The name of the game is not, you know, go have a good time. It's to help find a way to lead your team to win, and we've come up short here these first 2. But I've been a part of less percentage chances of getting in and got in before. So you'll certainly won't hear me losing hope here.
You know we got to do it. We have an editorial obligation to look at the NFC playoff picture. The 49ers, with that win over the Colts last night, improved their record to 11-4. They have a playoff berth. They are right now at the number 5 spot. Let's just play the game. If it were to start today, okay? If the playoffs were to begin today, the Panthers would be hosting the 49ers, the Eagles would be hosting the Rams, and we would get Packers-Bears again. But guys, you know how much this thing could change? If the 49ers win their final 2 games of the 2025 regular season, they are the number 1 overall seed in the NFC. It's insane. That is absolute insanity, and that's because they beat the Seahawks in week 1. They played them again in the final week, and that's how the cookie would crumble on the NFC side of things. Kyle, Mike right, G Manti, we got to keep talking about this game last night because we got to inspect San Francisco, because what if they are the #1 overall seed? And that could be very disconcerting, almost as disconcerting to some as it is listening to Kyle Brandt try to do a highlight and keep his voice in check in fear that the sound will not reverberate off the walls too much. I have never been more, like, worried, and, like, it was such a jarring experience. I just envisioned Kyle being like, and then the next play happened. Who are you? You got to yell. Put some oomph into your voice, man.
Jamie, what do you think I'm going to do like 20 minutes from now when I have to do angry runs? And I have to do it like NPR. Yeah. I'm going to talk like that. It's going to be so strange, but I'm in this room right now, and they tried to hang sound blankets and stuff. And by this room, I mean this prison cell again. There's not a lot to do here. I have one of those metal cups, and I'm just banging it against the bars. Just nobody knows. All right, let's try to talk. Let's try focus. Let's try to talk football. Okay. Because the Niners are what's really important here, like Jamie said. Quickly on Phillip Rivers. My take on Rivers again is I think a few weeks ago, I think he was really a borderline Hall of Famer. I personally would not have voted for him, and we don't need to debate that right now. I think over the last 2 weeks, he has become a Hall of Famer. And you think that's ridiculous and it shouldn't matter 2 games. I think in the minds of voters, anybody who was on the fence is now saying, I'm voting for Phillip Rivers for the Hall of Fame, because he has the one game, he comes out fine, he throw the ball around a little bit. The fact that he played the way he did in this and is chucking touchdowns, and the sequel was even better than the original. And I'm just so impressed. And I think when we look back on this, there's going to be this weird night with Phillip Rivers in this weird helmet and weird uniforms. I don't know if you're going to remember that he lost both those games and that he threw a pick 6 at the end. It was just fantastic. And let me get to Brock Purdy, because Brock Purdy said, yeah, cool story, but like, I'm trying to win a Super Bowl. We have unfinished business in the Super Bowl, and I'm coming back and playing some of the best football of my career. It's been excellent. When he is on the field, he has not been good. He's not been great. He's been excellent. Like a guy who can just go right back. Can you imagine if this Shanahan team gets to a 3rd Super Bowl and they do it this year with all they've been through? I will lay out, because the fact is Trent Williams can speak about Brock Purdy a lot more powerfully than I could. And the big man who has seen everything, who has played for and against everyone, had glowing things to say about his quarterback after this win.
When you're in that huddle, it's only one voice speaking, right? And you got 10 grown men staring at you. And, you can't fool grown men, right? And the confidence that he has in that huddle, no matter what phase of the game, those long play calls, just getting everybody where they need to be. He from A to Z, he does it at a really high level. And I say it all the time. He's a godsend, man, for us to get him where we got him. And obviously he's getting what he deserved now, but, you can't even tell he's still the same guy. Still the same guy from his rookie year. And he's just a baller, man.
I do love that I'm now going to address this game, and we're coming off of Trent Williams, because Trent Williams is the opposite of what I'm about to talk about. I'm about to talk about the defensive side of the ball for the San Francisco 49ers. Yes, the Colts scored 27 points last night, and I'm about to talk about the defense, because in the second half is when this defense turned it up. And it's not going to be perfect for this 49ers defense, because they're without Fred Warner, they're without Nick Bosa, and we knew that those were going to be 2 losses for these guys, and who was going to step up. And we knew, even before those injuries, coming into the season, this was a young defense. Well, that young defense is what turned it up in the second half and made the plays. D. Winters with that pick 6 at the end to seal the game. A 2023 6th-round pick. Upton Stout, the quarterback that was all over the place last night. A 2025 this year 3rd-round pick. Alfred Collins, you just saw his sack. A 2025 2nd-round pick. Jair Brown had a forced fumble. That is a 2023 3rd-round pick. Tatum Bethune, who was filled in admirably for Fred Warner. That is a 2024 7th-round pick. Right now, you're looking at a 49ers team that's 11-4, and you're going to get a lot of skeptics. You're going to get a lot of people that say, hey, they can't do it without Bosa. They can't do it without Warner. We'll see about his availability coming up, by the way. Yes, they can, because look at these guys, and look how much they're growing up, and look how much they have been forced to grow because of the situation that this defense is in, because of what Robert Saleh needed from this team. I don't care that they gave up 27 points, because this was a looking like who's going to have the ball last kind of game. 49ers young defense stepped up at some point and said, no. We are going to make this a 49ers second half. They did a great job. All these young guys are stepping up. I'm super impressed.
Yeah, they did a great job, Mike. And, it was a huge contrast to what the 49ers and the Colts defense was doing. I think the Colts defense didn't get their first stop until the second half. But I want to follow up a little bit what KB said about Phillip Rivers and just listening to what he was saying. It reminded me when I was young. One of my dad's favorite songs was Hotel California by the Eagles. And no matter how many times that song played, my dad, every time before that guitar solo and that little duet by Joe Walsh and Glenn Frey, my dad would say, son, just listen to this solo. Just listen to the guitars. It takes a true musician to make that guitar sound like it's singing. That's what it sounded like to me when I listened to Phillip Rivers at the line of scrimmage. And I want you guys to listen to this real quick. That was my guitar solo, guys. I was sitting on a plane on my way back home from Utah celebrating Christmas with my family and just listening with my eyes closed to Phillip Rivers stand at the line of scrimmage, command his teammates, tell the referee, we didn't sub, get out of my way so I can snap this ball. It took me back to really good times in my career of having to go against this guy every single day and listen to him audible and check and tell this guy, you're doing this. Tell Jonathan Taylor, you're running this. You stand here. They don't make musicians that way anymore. They don't make quarterbacks that way anymore. It was my Joe Walsh and my Glenn Frey. Just listen to Phillip Rivers at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, the Phillip Rivers in his career, you can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave. He's just back. It's all there, dude. But that was an incredible series of sounds and him and his audibles and him at the line of scrimmage. Guys, I think we would be depriving the viewer if we did not give them the most satisfying sound from last night. You know it. You probably saw it. We're going to loop it for you several times. We at Good Morning Football have seen a lot of doinks off the crossbar, off the uprights. We've seen double doinks. We have never heard a doink as hard as last night with the amplified roof and the dome and everything. So everyone, let's just lay out. It's Christmas week. Let's lean back. And this is the most satisfying doink these years have ever heard. Go ahead.
Is that our Jingle Bells? Is that our GMFB version of Jingle Bells? Manta is bringing up Hotel California, and we are gluttonous on that version, the doink version of Doink, 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 doink. All right, happy holidays, everybody.
No,
that was Monday Night Football.
Doinks,
that's what we had to talk about.
That's
why you're here. Doink, 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 doink. Oh, dang it, Kyle. Of course. You know, it's just too bad that I couldn't hear you better off of your whatever version of the prison cell that you're in right now. It's your Carol the Bells with your mug, your metal cup. Oh, no. All right. Angry Runs is coming up this hour. But first, we got to check in with Tom Pelissero. Tom, I mentioned I'm in Minnesota this week. I'm here at the Vikings facility. The Lions are coming to town. We are going to ask eventually about one of the stars.